my skin is my sin.
What's good, fam? How's everybody doing? This is Jobs, and you are tuned into My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You already know. Shout out to the people that's tuning in for the first time. Excuse me, usually the first 15 minutes or so, we really don't talk about much, current events or whatever we feel like, because we kind of show up a little late to the party, and we understand that. Today we should have a dope show. So hopefully Rakem calls up a little early so we could jump it off pretty early. I'm still waiting on the Queen Afi to call in. If you are having any issues at all with the live stream, let me know. Okay? And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to invite some people to the live stream, if y'all bear with me. If you have listened to the show before, I pretty much cannot multitask worth of shit. So excuse me for not being able to do that. That's typical. Damn. Shout out to Rakem, man. A lot of love and a lot of love. I'm looking at the switchboard and it's lighting up. That's a beautiful thing, And hopefully we can all get a little inspired tonight. We can all laugh a little bit. We can all listen to a phenomenal story from a phenomenal king. And we can build a little bit, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I get nervous before every show. So it doesn't matter who we talking to. I just get nervous. I don't know what that's about. Queen Afi, if you out there, I need you in the queue. And wow, right on cue. All right, hold on one second. What's good, Queen?
Hey, peace.
You late?
2 minutes. Fashionably late.
No, this ain't that type of party. How you doing, though?
Hey, I'm good. I'm a little under the weather today, so I was, excuse my tardiness.
All right, well, I feel bad for you. If there's anything I can do for you, I tried to hook you up, but that probably wouldn't be the wisest move.
No.
But if there's anything I could do for you, I got you. You already know that, though. And what I am going to do is I'm trying to share the live stream now. And sometimes it acts up a little bit, and when it does that, it's usually because I'm trying to run YouTube and Facebook, and I just got so many things open, and sometimes it just doesn't run correctly. So we'll get that fixed. If that's the case, let me know. Inbox me, text me, or whatnot, and we'll get that jumping, because right now it's saying that it's interrupted. So I do apologize, but you already know it's not much I could do about that. So what I'm trying to do, do me a favor too, Queen. Invite some people to the live stream, and I'm trying to. I think I shared it already.
I'm actually doing so as we speak.
Oh, that's sweet. And I got his last 4, so when he calls up, what I'll do is, and I kind of want to get into this intro and see if we can jump that off, but I don't want to do it while the live stream keep tripping. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to exit out of, and shout out to Robert Taylor, man. Definitely appreciate the shares and all of that, man. Definitely appreciate it. Shout out to you, Afi, for getting the interview.
Oh, really? Aww.
Yeah, shout out to you. Very, very dope. Yeah, oh my goodness, man. I can't give you a compliment, can I?
I beat you to it today.
No, but you are dope, so shout out to you. And while we got a little time before we jump off into things, because I'm trying to invite some people myself, make sure you check out KMLportraits.com. Make sure you check out intellectuallypetty.com. Check out designsbymonet.com. Make sure you check out emeraldshell.com. Who am I forgetting? Make sure you check out Black Spot. That's BLAQ spot.com. That is a social media site that's for us, and that was created by us. So please go show them some love and some support. Check out the Family Thought Crimes, although I really don't have to tell too many people to check out Thought Crimes because they are definitely putting up numbers. But that
Black Panthers, and the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, also armed, who are here in response to the anti-mosque protesters.
Tell Bear they're not welcome in Dallas, they're not welcome in Houston, they're not welcome in Texas, they're not welcome in Louisiana, they're not welcome anywhere. And anywhere we find out they're coming, we'll be there.
Showing you we can do it in our own community. Yes, sir. Right? Yes, sir. It's perfectly legal. Justice for Michael Brown. Justice for Michael Brown. Justice for Michael Brown. Justice for Michael Brown. Justice for Eric Gordon. Justice for Eric Gordon. No longer will we let the pigs slaughter our brothers and sisters and not say a damn thing about it. Justice for Eric Gordon. Justice for Eric Gordon. Justice for Eric Gordon. Justice for Eric Gordon. Black power. 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 Black power.
Jobstown in the motherfucking building. Niggas is pissed. So now that you can shoot me, ain't that the same thing as being lynched? Guess I let the time confuse me, but in A, just different fingerprints. You convinced me that the race card is a card to play when I'm the same race every fucking day. So let me get this straight. My music has to be man low or extra low. My clothes must fit to your inspection, and I must yield when I see you at an intersection, or I get shot. My speech must resemble streets I should not preach, complain or talk about white sheep, or I get shot. So what you really scared of is the Panthers. They made you see the answer, so you hit them with a. So if you legal and you can get it, can let these motherfuckers know where you stand. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine. So if you legal and you can get it, can let these motherfuckers know where you stand. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine.
Black power! Black power!
There's some brothers out here right here.
Oh, baby.
Right here.
Oh, baby.
Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule.
I do it for the diaspora, Hebrews and Amoras. Do it for my E5 niggas and my niggas rockin' eye horrors. Ooh, she say she like my organ. I done heard that before. She just caught up in the lower mud club, now she gets out the floor. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool, to send a ruler, check my spirit for a rule. If I what they try, we gon' do, get melanated. Make a maneuvers, educated from the street, we stupid. Meditated like a Buddhist, Judas, high apostle. Make it get stupid, turning the back on the one to improve. And taught them the thing, and what's that Buddhist? Travel to see, but they paid it with nooses. What do you mean? Being inclusive to my ancestors, enemy bullshit. All my niggas on that true shit. Black fist, salute shit. Race first, keep two clips, not being a problem, but part of the solution. My nigga, we move. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. Bitch ain't told me I'm cool. To turn the ruler, turn my slip for a rule. Ain't playing no game with these niggas. Think it's a game, it's an issue. Mercenaries will get you 2, 2, 3, then everything you'll diss you. And your family gon' miss you. Cause they miss a lame mission. 5, 5, 6, rip through 7 layers of skin tissue. And yo, 7 chocolate. Keep it shaking like Morocco. I know they had like a roster. Bang on the coach, busted like I'm Shasta. Find a rich white man, the pimp on that rich white man dollar. Ran off on the daddy twice, paid for it, I still got her. She ain't wanna go to college. She just wanna get this knowledge. She just wanna get polished. Paying the God don't make you a goddess. Girl, you made that deposit. Before I start to get to wallet. Cut this whip across your pale ass back before I get exhausted. Bitch, I ain't told me I'm cool to, bitch.
song just does it, man. I get too hype off of that song. Shout out to everybody that's just checking out the live stream. Y'all already know that if it starts, whatever you want to call it, that ain't us, but we good. If you call 347-855-8692, that's not going to break up on you. Okay, I can't guarantee that either because Blog Talk be fucking up, but it is what it is. I'm hoping y'all had a good day. Actually, I did thus far. So, and I'm just waiting on the King to call up now, and we can get the show cracking. Because I know nobody really called up to listen to us banter on about nothing. But y'all can do us a favor if you happen to see a post, man. Do us a favor and share that post about the show. And if you haven't subscribed, check us out. We got a nice little resume. If you do your research, you can check us out. You can go to blogtalkradio.com/myskinismysin, and you will see what I'm talking about. And I'm just kind of going through the switchboard, so if I ain't paying attention too much, and do I got this number? Is it 9594? I think that's what it is. Oh, no. Okay. I got it written down right. All right, so I'm just tripping.
Yeah, it's 9540.
Oh, okay, yeah, you confused me there for a second, but that's not exactly hard to do. And I really didn't have, like, a secondary topic of conversation to keep it a stack. I do, man, it's tough, man, given what the brother has gone through.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to make light and say it's tough, like, for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to take it that way. I mean, but just when you think of like, you got to respect the commitment. Whether you agree with anything else that he says, because you respect the commitment and the dedication. And anybody that's willing to put not only their freedom, but their life on the line for the betterment of us, I fucks with you.
Definitely.
And you know me, Afi, I'm not, super this or super that. I'm pretty middle of the road. You know me. But I'm a ride with you, and we got the King in the queue right now. So without further ado, and I'm not going to, I could go on and on with the accolades. I'm going to let him tell you himself. We got Rakem Balogun in the queue. Salute to the King. Salute to the family. Definitely appreciate your time and your wisdom, King. How you doing, fam?
Yo, peace.
Peace,
how you doing?
Oh, all is well. All is well. Yeah, I'm happy.
That's a beautiful thing, man.
To be on here with you guys.
Oh man, the honor is all ours. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that, Robert, if it's buffering, like I say. And let me put the number in there, too, that you can also call. You ain't got to worry about the buffering. You can listen to it on your phone if you like. And I'm sorry to cut you off, King, but I want to make sure that before we even jump into it, we got as many people tuned in as possible.
Most definitely.
And it seemed like the live feed, because what we're doing is we streaming on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously while we do the blog talk. So try to inspire as many people and reach as many people and let them know we got to do more than just talk shit on social media. Excuse my language. King, you with us?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Our journey shouldn't begin our journey for liberation shouldn't begin and end, with social media or with our phone or a laptop. It does take, a lot of physical work and a lot of sacrifice and willing to, put some of your own personal things to a side for the overall of, liberation for our people.
I agree with you. Wholeheartedly, man. And everybody want to know what happened, as far as the feds, the whole nine. But I didn't want that to be like the essence of what we talk about completely. You know, I also want to talk about, you know, Guerrilla Mainframe, HUEY Newton Gun Club, you know, any events that you got coming up, and let people know also how they can get in contact with you.
Okay, most definitely. One of the best ways, to gain communication with me is, via social media. You can find me on Facebook as Rakem Balogun. You can find me on Instagram as Geronimo_tactical. So those are the two best ways to reach me direct.
Okay. Y'all got any events coming up, anything like that? Any training?
I don't know the exact date, but we do have an event coming up for our 10-year anniversary as an organization. It's Guerrilla Mainframe. That should be coming up within the next few weeks. We definitely plan on, having an event to where, the community can come out and celebrate, us hitting a decade of existence.
Wow, 10 years? I'm
yes.
sorry, Quinn, go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted him to tell the people about the event that Guerrilla Mainframe is hosting this Saturday at the Ocean Community Wellness. It's the Ocean Community Wellness Health Fair.
Yeah, it's pretty much an event where what we have been doing, for over the last few years is consistently dealing with some of the medical aspect of our community, just like the Panthers did with, health and wellness screenings and checkup within the community. And so, that's what we have this weekend as far as, reaching out with the community and, just staying on one accord. We're serving them from all perspectives. If it's not, through, food, clothes, and shelter, it's definitely through, security and, and health care as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. And that's been an ongoing theme that I've been noticing within your organization, health and wellness. And it's definitely something that a lot of us tend to overlook. So hopefully that is a successful event this weekend.
Oh, no, that's some shit that I would actually really be interested in, too, given that that's, been my background for so long.
The screenings are important, definitely.
Yeah, they are.
Anytime there's screenings going on, we should take advantage of that.
So how long? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, carry on.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, how long have you been using firearms?
I've been using firearms since 2002. I initially learned how to use a firearm while I was in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so pretty much, we're talking about, about 15, 13 years. 15 to 16 years.
And at what point did you decide, you know what, I got to do more than just learn for myself. I want to teach other folks, more specifically our people?
When I had a chance to kind of assess, our people, information and knowledge as a whole when it comes to, firearms, a culture of self-defense, and understanding our potential with self-defense, through laws and things of that nature, it seems like our people are very, vulnerable to, information like that. And so, that was one of the main catalysts of me wanting to, create a culture of self-defense amongst, our community, through, weapons training, not only just weapons training, but just a certain way of living, a certain way of thinking, we try to create the culture by covering different aspects of, being a warrior. Number one is having warrior principles and, having warrior morals. Then two, having a lifestyle of proper living, eating the right foods, exercising, hydrating properly, and also, maintaining a certain physical fitness standard. And not only that, but, being, under the discipline of self-defense as a whole, no matter if it's, armed, hand-to-hand combat or these are firearms. We definitely want to make sure that, we're comfortable and that we're comfortable and versed in all forms. And you try to make sure that the people around us are as well, as to be a, protector of the community and protector of self and the organization, the cause altogether.
Wow, that's incredible, man. And salute to you, man. And I like to tell people too, man. I'm proud of you. If don't nobody else tell you, bro.
Definitely.
Appreciate it, brother.
No, man, we appreciate you, man. And like I was saying before you got on the air, man, it's all different type of black folks. Some people are totally in agreement with what y'all doing, and some people Either way, you got to respect the commitment and the effort that you have put into what you believe in, man. And I'm rooting for you, bro, and I stand with you. I'm not one of those people that's I'm one of those people I see the training, man, and I'm the laziest cat on the planet, to keep it a stack. But that shit, man, it make me want to get out and go do something.
But you know what? Philosophy aside, though, weapons, protecting yourself, your family, your property is a principle or principles that the majority of people in this country agree with. So the only reason why it seems to be such a negative thing is because he has a philosophical standpoint. And people are intertwining the two instead of separating the two. And that's what's making it so difficult to understand his perspective. He's not doing anything any different than what most nationalists, white, black, or any other, do in this country, defending yourself and your property. Health and wellness is something that everyone should be concerned about. But the weapons certainly only became an issue because of his political stance and world view. And without that, there wouldn't be any reasons to disagree with his position.
And I'm just going to assume that the NRA has not actually been a supporter of y'all at all.
No. NRA
I'm just going to assume that one.
Yeah, they're about gun privileges. They're not about gun rights.
That's a fact, and that's a hell of a way to put it too. So do you train people personally with firearms?
Yes, I do. I do it through, our different Geronimo tactical training events, no matter if it's Warriors Weekend, Black August training, or, even the classroom setting. I do help facilitate firearms training. The first, things that we focus on are the basic force safety weapons rules. We want to make sure people are very comfortable and can handle weapons in a responsible manner, and understand how those weapons operate. And not only understand how they operate, but understand how do they maintenance them as well. That's one of the things that, we lack it's the actual scientific knowledge of firearms. You know, we're aware of firearms. You know, a lot of our, growing up in the hood, you know, we have seen, brothers pull out firearms in public, but we have seen very few brothers know how to break that firearm down and clean it and maintain it the proper way, and and keep that firearm as fully operational and functional as possible. And we very rarely have seen the mastery of firearms in our community. And so over the ever since we started the coalition of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, we have seen other gun organizations popping up all over United States of America, and that's a great thing that that's something that we added to the conversation of our struggle is firearms, no matter if we use it for resistance or survival, or sporting. It's definitely good use. It's good for the bond with your children, and it's better for you to teach your child about firearms versus one of his friends at school or friends in the street. And two, you want to make sure that we educate our youth on not only firearms but the laws of firearms, to make sure that they can become armed legally when deemed responsible enough. Because a lot of people they have firearms and they don't even know if they legally have them or not. Some people think that they might not have them legally and it's completely legal. Or some person may possess a certain type firearm or firearm in general, and it may be illegal. And if they got caught with that type of illegal possession, it can cause them to not be able to have firearms for the rest of their life. So it's very important that we stay abreast of self-defense. You think a lot of good movements from the past. A lot of them had firearms. Robert F. Williams, Negroes with Guns. It's a book that has the best example of how productive armed resistance can be.
Say the name of that book again. I didn't have my pen ready.
It's Robert F. Williams, Negroes with Guns.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, that was one of the books that the feds, took from me when they raided my home.
So let me ask you this then. Since we got to that point right there about the feds, I saw you do a video like in October, and it basically you was kind of breaking things down, and it was kind of eerie in that you almost predicted what happened to you. At what point did you know they was kind of watching you though?
I guess when they rammed down my door December 12th, 2017. I knew something could have been possibly up because, my previous time flying, I was always chose for, special screening at the airports. And I can tell the way TSA was handling me or the way they were viewing the code or whatever they were viewing on my receipt. I knew it had to be something of a serious, situation, because they handled me with caution, and two, that when I was flying to Detroit, it just seems like TSA was waiting on me, and, my initial flight, they intentionally made sure that I missed my initial flight by screening me for a prolonged period of time. And so I had to catch the next flight. And
that's crazy too. I think I was there. Because I remember Josh was there too. Right? I mean, Scary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there. Matter of fact, I was there about an hour or so, and they had said, kind of what happened and everything. So, I didn't think nothing was going down, so I went back to the crib. But they didn't say who it was. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting, bruh. It just brought back a memory. Hello?
We didn't lose him.
Let me just double check, because Blog Talk be tripping. Because I think like somewhere in between him saying something too, no, he's still on, bro. You still there?
Maybe I think for a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Okay. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Basically, you was about to get into when the feds kicked in the door.
Okay. Yes. Once the feds kicked in the door, that's when I found out that, I was being watched. Initially started at the airport, when I was flying into Detroit. And not only me, but me and my comrade was held in TSA, intentionally to miss our flights. And so, and it was obvious that it was intentionally and that they was expecting us there. So, that kind of, automatically, that made our ears stick up, right? And so it was also weird that, my luggage became, wound up becoming missing and while flying, and, it became missing immediately once I checked it in, it seems. And I didn't get it back until like the day after I came home. And, the airline asked if they could deliver the luggage to me. And, when they delivered it, the gentleman who delivered it, he didn't seem like a delivery guy.
Right.
He seemed like a white guy that, could be latter 30s, early 40s, he could be kind of militant, very serious demeanor. That job just didn't fit him whatsoever, And, the energy that I got from him was kind of weird as well, And then he delivered it at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Delivering a bag with a, firearm inside. So, that was kind of weird. And then, of course, the following week, that's when, the raid took place. And it pretty much took place on December 12th around, a little bit around 6 o'clock in the morning. I was at home, in my bed resting, about to eventually get up and embark on, getting my son out of school and, getting to work. And, all of a sudden, I hear a big, crash around in my apartment. And so, initially I woke up kind of confused and discombobulated. I, initially, grabbed my firearm. I go into the front room. I see my door wide open, and my son, he's up. And I asked him, what was that? And, he told me, he was like, the military outside. And, I was like, the military outside. So, at this point, I can see I can't see directly into my doorway because I'm on the side angle. The path from my doorway. But I can see the door open and high LED lights moving and shining in into the door. Okay, so that's when, I heard the white man, was yelling, commands and things of that nature. So, I informed them that, hey, we won't be resistant. We're going to come out, and be prepared, not to engage us in any way because we're not resistant. So, initially, my son came out. They cuffed him. Then I came out. They cuffed me. And at that time, I was thinking that it was maybe a misunderstanding because like I said, I wasn't doing anything illegal or anything of that nature prior to that, and I'm thinking like maybe they got the wrong house, So keep in mind, when I start reading the acronyms on the back of their jackets and vests, I realized they didn't have the wrong house because the acronym was FBI Joint Terrorist Task Force.
But they didn't say who it was.
Damn. And it was FBI along with ATF, along with local Dallas police officers.
Brought back a memory.
They came in numerous, desert painted Humvees.
Hello?
They had a whole bunch of different unmarked vehicles of all sizes, and along with police squad cars. It seems that they shut that. They probably, it looks like maybe 30 minutes before the raid, they actually shut down my whole apartment. So there was no traffic coming in and no traffic coming out. It wasn't until, they had me and my son secured and the whole house was secured. They allowed traffic to start moving. All of a sudden, I saw a whole bunch of cars, coming to my apartment, and a whole bunch of cars started leaving the apartment. So,
basically,
it seemed like they were prepared for, a shootout. Sunday nature. Okay. After that, once they had me in the back seat, and I asked, so what's this about? Who you looking for? And they told me they would look for me. And so I was being watched. And I asked, I was like, what are you looking for me for? And the airport, the agent was like, well, we have a warrant for weapons. So I'm like, all this over some weapons? I'm like, what's he looking for? Weapons of mass destruction? Like, I did all this for my weapons? And so, because keep in mind, I only had 2 firearms within the household. They grabbed the revolver, they carbine rifle. So, once, they got me, once they kind of searched my whole ramshacked and searched my whole house, in a convoy manner, they took me to the federal building downtown Dallas, and where they grabbed my DNA sample and took me in the court immediately. It was like a court just waiting on me once I got there.
Yeah, shit me.
Oh yeah, it was court waiting on me. So once I got there, I stood in front of the judge. And they told me that with this hearing that, we was about to embark on was a bond hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the hearing was about would I be able to get bond. And so they gave me a public defender.
That they had waiting on you.
Yes. And so the public, the prosecutor was stating that I shouldn't be able to get bond because I'm a threat to, the society and community, and that, they talked about Facebook posts, and that I'm potentially can hurt police officers or motivate someone else to hurt police officers, They mentioned that, I had that my firearms was out in the open, when they did the raid, and because I had a 15-year-old son, but they didn't say it that way. They said he had a small child in the house with firearms exposed, like my son was little. And, they got to reading, things off of Facebook, where I, laughed at the murder of cops. And so, my public defender, she did do a good job of stating that, those are my constitutional rights and, stating the obvious elephant in the room. But, the magistrate judge who ruled on my initial bond hearing, felt that I was a threat to the community and that I shouldn't be, out on bond while, pending, trial. So, that was pretty shocking. And also during that hearing, that's when, I initially found out that I've been on the terrorist watch list for, at that time, 2 years.
2 years, and that's what they come up with.
Yeah, and the public defender also, because Aaron McKinley, which was the FBI agent who has been, following me and been tasked with keeping the foul on me. When he took the stand, my public defender asked, did I, did he ever, him or the Bureau ever see, me preparing to hurt someone or being a threat or anything of that nature. He testified that, I've never been a threat. I've never been a threat to anybody or the community. And so, the judge still, felt that, I was a threat to society based off of my Facebook post not empathizing with a police officer who was killed. So, so after that, they placed me in a facility called Mansfield. It's in Mansfield, Texas, outside of Dallas. And because, if anybody's familiar with Dallas, I was living in Addison when they raided me. So when I left court, they took me to Mansfield. And so, I was there for a while, for about 15 days, until Robert came to visit me and grab some pictures. And so, when he had took those pictures for social media, the next day, in the middle of the night, they came and told me that, they'll move me to a different facility. They took me to another facility called Seagoville, in Seagoville, Texas. And so, Seagoville, Texas is a more secure facility. And so, I spent the remainder of my time there from, keep in mind, I got locked up December the 12th.
Right.
I would say about December 27th is when, December 27th is when I went to Seagoville, and I stayed there all the way till, May 3rd, pending trial. And, initially, my actual charge was 922G, which the charge was being a prohibited person of having a firearm. And
what the hell does that mean, though, being a prohibited person?
Well, they tried to say that I was prohibited based off a domestic violence charge from 2005.
Okay, I feel what you're saying now. Okay. So, and keep in mind, the FBI and the feds,
they never go after people who have had some previous domestic violence or family violence charges, and who in possession of a firearm. They vaguely do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like a common thing. Particularly because usually when they're going after somebody that's prohibited to have a firearm, it's usually a felon. But, domestic violence charges, not only that, but dishonorable discharges and mental health classifications can make you prohibited from not legally be able to have a firearm based off federal statute. Okay. But the thing about my domestic violence charge is that, one, it wasn't a physical domestic violence charge.
Okay.
It was, the domestic violence charge was based off of just a domestic confrontation, and so
basically you got into an argument, basically.
Yeah, pretty much a disagreement.
Okay. And you know what?
And
I don't want to cut you off, man, but I think like just a casual observer from the outside looking in, I think that a lot of people aren't aware of what happened with that domestic situation, and that prevented a lot of people from helping. When in actuality, we've all gotten into an argument with our significant other, and a lot of us have called the police on one another, and it was nothing physical. We all been there. We just don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you got that out, and you let people know the real.
Well, keep in mind, I'm going to keep it real all day, every day. Yeah, keep in mind, this domestic charge, I was 21 at the time. I'm 34.
Mm-hmm.
So this ain't, we're talking about, 13 years ago, and, people evolve. Very few of us are the same person we were at the age of 21. And so, to move on about my case,
mm-hmm.
We felt, me and my counsel, my defense counsel, felt that, it was not, that situation does not count as domestic assault based off a federal definition.
Right.
Because the federal definition of domestic assault is to either, to put your hands on someone or to threaten somebody with a weapon.
Okay.
And I didn't do none of those things. So we filed the motion, to dismiss the indictment based off of lack of support of me actually doing domestic violence. And so, the prosecution, they realized that, that we caught them slipping. And, they did everything they could to fight it instead of just, dropping the charges themselves. They switched their best appellate prosecutor onto my case. And, they fought my motions, pretty hard. But at the same time, what the government wanted was for me to be legally disarmed. And so due to the fact, now keep in mind, during this whole time I'm locked up, I'm around a culture of individuals that, I'm not used to being around on a regular basis,
mm-hmm.
And, it just, it's pretty much a culture shock. But, at the same time, I was still, able to function, keep my head up, and not only, do that, but try to, develop, relationships with brothers who was, locked down and pending charges. Now, a lot of the brothers that was pending charges, everybody, a lot of guys looking at 10 years, some 15 years, some life, so, a lot of people in there are looking at serious time because, this wasn't the state, this was the feds. So I was locked up in federal institutions, and, most of the federal crimes, consist of, either conspiracy with drugs or some guns or, white-collar crimes. So, a lot of brothers in there, was pretty, messed up, and it was, very tense environment. And, so, they came to me initially and told me once I filed the motion to dismiss my indictment that, if I pleaded out to a year in federal prison, they'll make sure that I will get no more than a year, And with, a lot of guys who was in my unit, that's something that they would jump for joy on, But, I'm thinking like me doing a year for stuff and I ain't do nothing, hell no. That's not, that's not something that I'm willing to sacrifice, because, I wanted to fight the charge with everything I could, so I turned it down. And so, the prosecution offered me 6 months, with no supervision, because usually when you get out of a Fed sentence, usually, you have a 2 or 3 year supervision that you have to do. It's, that's another trap, So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to, plead out because one, I can't have firearms.
Exactly.
Two, it's gonna make them successful and it's gonna make it easier. Because I know once I was be released from that custody, I'm gonna still be on the terrorist watch list. And so if I'm a felon, let's just say hypothetically speaking, I, get one of my friends' cars and they have a bullet in there and I don't know, and we get pulled over, that can immediately get me locked right back up in a federal prison institution, and, the Feds is pretty good at retaining, their previous convicted. And so, my attorney told me, he was like, hey, man, if you don't take these plea deals and, if we don't get these, if we don't get the motions, if the judge don't rule in our favor of motion, you're looking at, anywhere between 5 to 10 years, And so, I thought about it. I'm like, 5, 10 years, things will be a little bit different when I get out, my kids, both of my sons would be grown and, my newborn daughter would be, particularly between the age of 5 and 10 and, how I would have missed so much important, pivotal points in my children's life, and I thought about, my organization, my community, my family as a whole, and but at the same time, a lot of people was trying to tell me to, just go ahead and get the 6 months and get out their way,
Right.
But I couldn't accept that, I wanted to be able to come out. I wanted to be able to claim my innocence, and I wanted to continue to live my life as I know it. And so, to me, that really meant a lot. So I decided, not to take the plea deals and, let's take these motions to hearings and argue them out. And so, that was a 5-month process of dealing with that. We initially filed the motion January 24th. The judge didn't rule on the motion till May 1st. So that's 5 months of being locked up, hoping that I made the right decision because, if I didn't, I'll just turn down 6 months in jail to possibly do, 60 or 70 months in jail, and also, so, it was very stressful of not being able to just know for sure that your destiny, but one of the things that helped me out was one, y'all, the people, the black community nationwide, through, letters in the mail, supporting, legal defense, as well as making sure that, I had the things that I needed while I was in jail and, and even just, watching over me while I was in jail, making sure that, jail was not denying me any of my rights and things of that nature. So, during the whole time I was locked up, I never felt like I was locked up, on my own. I felt like that the people was with me, and I never felt isolated, And so, that motivated me to stay, positive. My first thing, the first thing came to mind was, they changed me out into the jail clothes, and I went into that, moldy, stinky, filthy jail, that I was not going to allow the situation to deteriorate me or change me whatsoever. If anything, I was going to allow this time, to help me be a stronger person, in all areas of my life. And so, initially I had to start off by fasting because, I am a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for about 4 years. And so, the initial jail I went to, they only served 2 hot meals a day. And, it's very small servings and, of course, with meat. And so, I had to, eat, the limited food that did not have meat cooked into it or that was meat in general. And so, that was the first challenge, of eating, functioning off of less rations. And also, just getting used to being around a different culture. In Dallas, I'm mainly around my family or people within the, the black enlightened culture. And, in prison, you're in there with, the lumping proletariats from your neighborhood, your local dope boy, your local trapper, or whatever they may be. And so, being used to being around those brothers and being able to tolerate them, because it's one thing when you just see them, but when you have to go to sleep with them right next to you, wake up with them right next to you, eat with them right next to you, and bathe and everything else, eventually, the differences, start to get old, so. Right. So. Also, I wanted to use that as an opportunity to educate brothers that was behind, bars, educating them on, their history and the political aspect of, why brothers are in prison and things of that nature. And, not only educate them on that, but educate them on other areas for us, living a healthy lifestyle, And so when I moved to Seagoville, I was actually able to, get a few brothers to commit to being vegetarian. One of them committed full time, and the others, they was doing commitments through, months long fasts and things of that nature. Fasting not only meat but other foods while they work out and read and study. So it was definitely an honor to be, amongst the people, particularly, the lumping proletariat people who, normally, you wouldn't really have the opportunity to have their attention or vice versa, but, you're in a situation where, we're bonding. And also, in the federal prison system, everything is very political, and you have the blacks, you have the Mexicans, and you have the whites, and even amongst those groups, they break down to different gangs, and so just being amongst that culture and doing everything I can to keep everything copacetic amongst the blacks and positive. And, keeping in unity as much as possible. It really showed me, how much work we have as, the people that's free, how much work we have to, develop relationships with, people in prison, because, a lot of our people, they're not going to listen to us, when they're free in the world, because, they hustling, they trying to, pay their bills. They're trying to maintain a lifestyle and things of that nature. But, when they're behind bars, they have nothing but time, and and they're willing to listen to you, and lend the ear. So,
man,
it was.
You much better. I'm sorry, but you much better than myself, bro. You in jail, not even knowing if you made the right decision. You could be in there for up to 10 years, and that if they get a conviction, they're going to stretch that shit to the max for you individually, and you thinking of other people first. Man, that is so humbling to hear, King. and I can't even thank you enough. And we got before we go on, man, we got a ton of callers in the queue. I wanted to, at least get us a good, almost an hour to just to hear what happened, bruh. And we'll get to some callers. I don't know, and maybe about 5. How long are you gonna be on with us? I don't even know.
I have a little time right now, so we can try to get as much as possible. I know I have another good 30 minutes, so
that's the best.
Yeah, so we can definitely keep rocking and rolling.
All right. Let me ask you one question, and then I'm gonna start getting to some of these callers, if that's cool with y'all.
Sure.
Any regrets throughout the process, or any disappointments?
So far, I don't have any regrets. I think I would have had a regret. If I would have took that plea deal. I think, even though I would have probably been released in June, but, I felt like I would have been released embarrassed, and, it's just like a shark being defamed, a lion being defamed, it just, it wouldn't have been right. But, so far, I'm very content how I did everything and, and how I went about it. And so, there's definitely no regrets. So, and what was the other question?
Biggest disappointment. And the reason I asked you that, before you even get it, I interviewed Empress Sekhmet on Do the Knowledge Radio one time, and I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Yes, I am.
But then she was arrested too. And
right.
Talking to her about how people around her treated her for the most part, and listening to you, I can just see the growth amongst our people as to the response. And that's such a beautiful thing, because she was disappointed in us. And she had every right to be in listening to her story. I was disappointed in myself. And I didn't even know what happened at that time. You know what I'm saying? So just to hear that the community held you down is such an advance over, I don't know, what was that, last year I think I did the interview. So, man, salute to everybody. I don't even know how to say it adequately. No, my bad, man. Let's get to some callers quick. Go ahead, Afi.
If I can just quickly add on to that, man, your organization, man, your team, man, they held you down. Like from day one, they mobilized. First they got together and decided what they were going to do, so they had an action plan. And when it was time to mobilize and let other people know to get involved, they did so, and they did so consistently this whole time. So you got a hell of a team, and I think that's a big difference between you and Empress Sekhmet and a lot of other brothers and sisters who found themselves standing up, staying on their square, and at the end feeling like they didn't have the support that they needed. So y'all doing a damn good job in Dallas, because your team didn't hesitate.
But thank you so much, and I am very lucky to have their support in the midst of going through this. They from day one, they was making sure that I got great counsel. They also made sure that they kept the communications with me, and that I never went for a need, not 1 second while I was there. I never had a need that could not be filled from their perspective, that they was able to, So, I am definitely, I'm definitely blessed by the universe to have that, strong, solid comrades, and, with GMF, that's really our culture, We have a strong family-like culture. We try not just to be comrades, but we try to be family members. If as long as one of us have food, we all got food. As long as one of us have water, we all have water. And so, there was a lot of sacrifices that not only that my comrades did, the network did, as well as the black nation as a whole. Numerous people sacrificed, their resources, their time, their energy, or even sometimes just, their current Facebook posts. Everything, mattered and everything counted, and I'm definitely humble from that. And also what that was for us was it was a test. And it wasn't a test for me or just a test limited to my organization, but it was a test towards the black nation. How will we deal with this situation? And it's a test that the black people won in general against the FBI. And we have had very few victories with the federal government. So, if you guys can, all you guys, deserve a pat on your back for, no matter how the support came or whatever it was, even if it's just moral support, that support was additional blow to, this white supremacist FBI, institution. And, they was not successful. So,
shout out to Team Black People.
Exactly.
I love to hear that too, man. I really, really do. And let me see. Oh, before I get to 9594 and then I'm gonna get to 8917, I need to let you know that you are tuned in to My Skin Is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to gods, we welcome everyone. We have one rule, and that's be respectful. Let's get to 9594 real quick. What's good, fam?
Yeah, peace and power, brothers. Peace and power. This Brother Salakia with the BARC, Brothers Against Racist Cops. How y'all doing?
Salute, King.
Good. I just wanted to give a shout out, Brother Rakem. I'm glad you out, my man. We love you, man. Me and my boys, we love you deeply. I was listening to everything you went through. I'm going to keep it just very, very short because I know a lot of people got something to say, man. The main thing that you touched on was the fact that the right to defend our lives. It only became a problem when we focused our defenses on the police and on white organizations and on these constant attacks by these racist individuals that have been slowly starting to chop us down. When we were defending ourselves against just black people, it was really not a problem. But as soon as we turned our effort towards what was really the problem, that's when it became a problem nationwide and worldwide. And I just want to say, brother, we love you for keeping your head up. We love you for definitely not taking that plea. Excuse my language, man. Fuck them. I'm glad you did what you did, brother. We're looking forward to training with you again.
Salute to you, King. Definitely appreciate your time and your wisdom. That was dope, by the way, too.
Yeah, also, I would like to, state, that's my comrade, Eric Randall, man. Me and that brother, we go back, man. We go all the way back to Denver,
Yes,
and so, man, when I was locked down, that brother was doing a lot to bring resources to, me and my family to help minimize the damage of white supremacy. So just on air, I definitely want to thank you for not only, the music and the mixtape, the fire music and mixtape that I heard once I got out, but even the finances that, was given to my family, through, your organization and your hard work, man. So, that's a big, salute to you, and, definitely, I'll probably be falling over there to your house in the next couple of days. We're going to definitely catch up, lock arms.
Oh, man, come on with it. I got the pads and the kick pads ready, brother. And just a quick shout out to the Redneck Revolt organization came together with the funds, brother. And Rakem, really is because of the type of person you are, man. You are that type of person, brother. You're the type of person that if a brother needed the shirt off your back, you'll give it to him. It's just the type of person you are, man. We ain't got nothing but love for you. I never met a more humble brother in my life, man. You know, you built like a damn Mack truck, but you humble, my man, and that's that's more than I can say for a lot of people out here, man. And I'm ready to ride with you whenever you're ready, comrade. Peace and power.
Peace,
Likewise, peace and power.
All right, we're going to get to 8917 real quick. What's good, fam?
Hey, peace and love to the family on here right now, man. It's your brother Askari Ali. What's going on, Rakem?
Man, what's going on, Askari, man? It was, man, good to hear from you, man.
Man, you know, man, just hearing your voice, man, hearing these, you know, great spirits you in, man. You know, just seeing you know come from up under that, man. You know, I was real worried about this because you know, it said, you know, you already know our situation, man. We, you know,
right,
in Detroit, man. You know, so you was out there with, you know, they had you out there with nothing. You feel me? Like took all your luggage and stuff. So, you know, right when we got back from that, you know, it was just so much janky stuff happening, you know, the whole time. So, you know, it's just great to hear you come back, man, and you know, come back still up in, you know, in high spirits, and you know, still, you know, ready to be active out here in this fight. And you know, I still got the blood in my eyes that you gave me too, you know, and man, I appreciate that so much, man. So I can't wait to get down there so we can get into some political education, man, and you know, just really chop it up, you know, not on these phones, on Facebook platforms and nothing.
Most definitely, man. You know, brother, you know, Askari, even when I was up, somebody sent me a newspaper in the mail to read. You know, it was a final call, and they had you in there, you know. And I was like, man, and it was funny because, you know, my comrade had sent me, you know, pictures. You know, I told my comrade to send me pictures of all the different comrades. And so I had a picture with you and Robert, you know. So, you know, I was showing, you know, my Nation of Islam brothers that was locked up, you know, in the feds. I was like, yeah, you see this dude here? This is him on this picture. You know, this is my comrade right here, man. You know, you know, it's you know, I'm dead.
You broke up a little bit there, Kenny.
Yeah, no matter, anytime we get together and kick it, if it's in Memphis, Tennessee, Dallas, Detroit, you know, we always, you know, have a real good time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to you coming back to the D or me going up there to Chicago.
Oh yeah, we and that's another thing. We definitely got something to do up here. You know, I got to get all y'all up here. You know, y'all say, you know, the whole team. You know, we definitely got so much work to do. But I'm getting out to Dallas next month after I go to court for the little Kanika thing. I'm shooting straight out there. You know, I'm coming out there for a weekend. We're gonna kick it, eat vegan food. You know.
Right, and that's, you know,
I don't mean to cut you off, King, but we got about 10 more people in the queue, and we got about 15 more minutes with the King on the line.
Oh, okay. Y'all gonna go to the queue, and you know, Chief, I got your number, man. I'm gonna, you know, be on your line, man. You know, can't do too much talking, but you know, I already know. But you know, peace of love to you, man. I'm just glad to hear you, man, and see that you're doing great, man, and you out of there. One love to the sister Afi. She was definitely standing a lot of solidarity with us. And one love to the brother Joseph Boyd, man. You know, 100, man. You know, my skin is a sin, man. This radio station, man, is beautiful, you know, because we need to get this shit out here, man. You know, a lot of people didn't see the real side of my brother, man. And, you know, my brother's sharp, strong, man, and you know, real camaraderie. You know, family orientated, even with his comrades. So it's beautiful.
Salute to you for calling up too, bro.